B'Shem Hashem Naaseh V'Nasliach. Be'ezrat Hashem, we learning Hilchot of Netilat Yadayim from Holy Sefer of Ben Ish Chai Alav Shalom. These Hilchot Netilat Yadayim, the laws of washing hands, are brought in Parashat Toldot of the first year. Halacha Aleph is Seder Netilat Yadayim LeShacharit. The order of washing one's hands for Shacharit, which over here means in the morning, is Betechila itol keli hamayim biyado hayemanit. First, one needs to take the container of water, right, with his right hand. Right, v'timserenu liyado hasemalit. Then the right hand would give the container to the left hand. V'achar kach shofech mayim mahakeli shebeyado hasemalit al yado hayemanit. And then the container that is being held on his left hand would pour water to the right hand. Then and then the left hand that is holding the cup, the container, would give the container to the right hand, and the right hand would pour water to the left hand. Hare pam echat. This is considered one time of washing both hands.
Okay. So we begin with the right, then fill the water, and then put it to the left.
Yes. Why we start with the right? Because we always want to start mitzvot with our right hand, with our right, exactly, right side of body represents spirituality, chesed, rachamim. The left side represents deen, yesar, hara, even inclination, and all sorts of challenges. So we always want to greet someone with the right hand. We always want to hand over something to someone with the right hand. We always start the mitzvot with our right part of our body, right foot, right? That this way you are initiating the mitzvah on the basis of rachamim and chesed, so much blessings. V'chozer kaseder hazeh pa'am shenit u'pa'am shelishit, and you continue this second time and the third time. Right? Again, the left pours the water to the right, and the right pours the water to the left. באופן שתרחס על כל יד ויד 3 פעמים, in a way that both hands are washed 3 times. ולא תרחסם לכל יד בפני עצמה 3 פעמים בזה אחר זה. And we don't pour 3 times water at once to one hand. This is specifically the shacharit, the washing of the netilah in the morning needs to be every other hand, that this way it removes the spiritual impurity that came to our hands at night. Now, what is this spiritual impurity that comes on hands at nights? Is the fact that there's 2 reasons. One reason is because the hand is very active at night. The person is sleeping, could go scratching back, could go to the parts of the body that is covered, scratching the head or other places. And whenever a person touches the body, the parts of his body that is usually covered, he needs to wash, this way, So that the ze'ah is the sweat that comes to one's hand, should be washed off. Another reason is because at night our neshama departs from our body, and when the neshama departs, impurity comes instead. Ruach ra, and this ruach ra leaves the body, from the fingers and the toes. The toes, we cannot do anything about it, because toes is the impurity is so much. Later on, Harav Ben Ish Chai will say that no matter how many times you wash your feet, would not remove it.
Now it makes sense why the Kohanim were told to wash the hands and the feet.
Exactly.
I was wondering yes, I understand the hands because they're doing the mitzvot with their hands, but why the feet?
Yes, because the spiritual impurity that is by their feet also can be removed by cure in the Beit HaMikdash. There was so much power of spirituality that could remove it, but in these days we don't have that. So these are the two primary reasons. כי לא תעגר רוח רע אלא דווקא ברכיסה של סירוגין. The only way that you can remove this רוח רע is by doing it every other time. כאשר כתבנו, as we have written. וכאשר מפורש כל זה בשאר הכוונות לרבנו אריזל, as it is explained by אריזל עליו השלום. in שאר הכוונות. ויש מדקדקים שלא תקבל יד הימנית את הכלים מיד השמאלית בשום פעם. And there are those who are very medaktek. There are those who are strict that they don't let the hand the left hand to give the keli to the right hand. So every time they put it down. Every time they put it down. Why is that? יד השמאלית אחר שישפוך על הימנית תניח את הכלי בארץ. puts it the left hand after pours water onto the right hand, puts it down. ואז הימנית תיקחהו מן הארץ ותשפוך על השמאלית, and then the right hand would pick it up and put it onto the left hand. אבל הימנית בכל פעם היא תיתן את הכלי השמאלית, but the right hand could give it to the left hand. כדי שישפוך בו עליה, that should pour it onto the right hand. להראות הכוונה השמאלית כנגד הימנית. Why is that? Because we want to indicate the right hand has power over the left hand. Right? So there you see the right hand is in charge. The right hand doesn't want the favor directly from the left hand, so puts it down. Right? Doesn't want to deal with the sitra akhra, doesn't want to deal with the deen directly as much as possible. Right? Shehu ke adon hagozer al havdo leshamesho. That it is as if the right hand is commanding the left hand, okay, pour the water onto me, right? There is so this is this, and again והטעם שהנטילה היא רק על הידיים מפני כי הידיים והרגליים הם סוף וסיום הגוף ובאדם פשטין 5 גבורות מנספח שהוא אותיות כפולות 5 ו5 וכנגדן הן 5 אצבעות בימנית ו5 השמאלית. Now, what is the reason that we need to pour water onto the hands? Because the hands are very much busy here and there, and also the feet are the end parts, and as we said, that those are the parts that the tum'ah left the body, and therefore at the time of leaving left the maximum impurity. And Harab Ben Ishchal Shalom explains that there are 5 types, there are 5 levels of Gevurah, right? Strength, deen, judgment, right? That they also shehem ke otiyot kefulot 5 ו5, so that manifests itself in 5 fingers, right, of each hand, and 5 toes, right? וכנגד הם 5 אצבעות ו5 בשמאל וזהו בין בידיים בין ברגליים, whether by hands or by toes. וידוע כי אין אחיזה לחיסונים אלא בסיומי הגבורות והדינים ובכסותיהם, כי אין להם כוח לנוק מן הקדושה מלמעלה אלא רק בסיום שלה למטה. Now this is very Kabbalistic, right? So what my limited knowledge would tell me, that these 5 kochot of judgment could only remain by the end of one's fingers, by one's fingers and by one's toes, because that's where they can nourish from spirituality, right? So whenever there is impurity, they wanna nourish, and the impurity nourishes from spirituality, right?
Okay.
So we don't want to be feeding them, so that's why we wash them off, right? ולכן בלילה בעת שינה שורה רוח רעה על הידיים. Therefore at night this impure ruach ra'ah comes on one's hand, shesham hu hasium, and by the end of one's body on the hands, veyesh yechola lachisonim leitachas sham, so it could remain there. ולכן צריך שייטול ידיו במים. Therefore we need to use water, because water can remove this. שהם בחינת החסד. Why water? Because these are gevura. This is 5 levels of gevura, and against gevura is chesed. So chesed can take care of the gevura. hakolel chamisha chasadim. That includes it could include 5 types of kindness. ועל ידם מתעתקים 5 גבולות מן הספק הכפולות. Also, one's hand could have 5 levels of chesed that are doubled 2 hands. שהם ב5 אצבעות הימין ו5 אצבעות השמאל. The 5 fingers of right and left. ואז החליפות שהיו נאחזים שם הם הנידחים ומסתכלים משם על ידי חסדים. כי לעולם החסד דוחה את החליפות. Because the only way to remove them is through kindness. So you use water that is source of kindness. Also water is compared to Torah, right? Water could remove all of this. ודע, and you should know, כי לולי הציפורניים שהושמו בראשי אצבעות היה הידיים טמאות אפילו ביום ואפילו בלא שינה. Now, Baruch Hashem, we have nails, fingernails.
Yes.
Because the fingernails can help us to remove all this tum'ah. Now, if there would have not been any fingernails, then it could have been impossible to remove. Right? Afilu hayadayim temaot afilu bayom. And then the hands would be even tameh during the day. Right? Even without going to sleep. Because if one goes to sleep, even during the day, for more than half an hour, it is recommended to wash hands without bracha. Without bracha. Ach ata al yedei, more than 30 minutes, it's better to do without bracha. Ach ata al yedei asipornaim en ruach ra'a shore ela belayla be'et shenana. The sipornaim, the fingernails and the toenails help us that this impurity only comes at night time.
I see.
Right? Or bechol ed sheichnaste bet hakiseh, or second time. Each time that we go to bet hakiseh, we go to restroom, there is this impurity that comes, right? And we need to remove it with netilat. Ve'im tomar, right? Ve'im tomar. Now, every time that one touches his feet, right, needs to do netilat, even after going to shower.
Yes.
Because this impurity is not removed, cannot be removed. Ve'im tomar imken lama en osim netilat raglaim. And if you would ask, why don't we make netilat raglaim? Let's make netilat for the feet. We already spoke about it. Why? So it's here. Kivan dehar dechat ta'ama lahim. There is one reason for them. As teres harav yafe sha'ar. Rav Yafe Shah explains Zichronon Livracha, Rav bless memory, raglaim ne'chazim yoter min hayadayim, that this impurity remains by one's toes and the feet more than the hands. ולכן לתוקף אחיזתם אין לנו כוח. To remove the impurity, there is no strength. We don't have any way. לדחותם משם בנטילה. We cannot clean it with נטילה. ורק הכהנים בזכות המקדש והעבודה. Only כהנים. When they served in בית המקדש and they were there for the עבודה, they were able to do that. והיה להם כוח לדחותם גם מן הרגליים, ולכן כתיב והוא, that's why it says in שמות, in ספר שמות פרק למד פסוק כ', ורחסו אהרון ובניו ממנו את ידיהם ואת רגליהם. That the Aharon HaKohen and his sons would wash their hands and their feet. ובזה תכין טעם חיוב רחיסת ערב שבת פניו וידיו ורגליו, כי זכות שבת יכולה היא שתגן על כאן דבריו. Wow, this is interesting. If a person cannot go take shower, the halacha is one needs to wash one's face, one's hands, and one's feet.
Oh, interesting.
Why one's feet? Because the zechut of Shabbat can help this impurity be removed to some extent. Now, obviously, not to the extent of Beit HaMikdash, but some extent. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen, Amen. So.